Imagine a philosophy so powerful that it shaped the minds of kings, warriors, and scholars across centuries. A system of thought born in the bustling markets of Athens, and later embraced in the imperial halls of Rome. This is the story of Stoicism philosophy that teaches resilience, wisdom, and inner peace in the face of adversity. Today, we'll explore how Stoicism evolved from its Greek origins to its Roman transformation and how it still influences us today. What you will discover in this video. 1. The founding of Stoicism in Athens under Zeno of Citium. 2. How Stoicism developed through major Greek thinkers like Cleanthes and Chrysippus. 3. Why the philosophy spread to Rome and how it was embraced by Roman leaders. 4. How Roman Stoicism differed from Greek Stoicism. 5. The decline of Stoicism and its modern revival. Let us now begin with the origins, Stoicism in Athens. The birth of Stoicism, Zeno of Citium. Who was Zeno? Zeno of Citium, born in 334 BCE in Cyprus, was a Phoenician merchant. He lost everything in a shipwreck and arrived in Athens, seeking wisdom. This loss turned out to be the most transformative event of his life. How Stoicism began. Inspired by Socrates' ideas and cynicism, Zeno studied under Crates the Cynic before forming his own school. He founded Stoicism in Athens around 300 BCE at a location called the Stoa painted porch, which gave the philosophy its name. Unlike cynicism, which rejected society, Zeno's Stoicism focused on living rationally within society while maintaining inner peace. Zeno's adversity, losing his fortune, didn't break him. Instead, it led him to develop a philosophy that turned obstacles into wisdom. Early masters of Stoicism. Let us now discover who the three early masters of Stoicism were. 1. Cleanthes, 331 to 232 BCE. Successor to Zeno, Cleanthes was a former boxer and a man of deep discipline. He wrote the famous hymn to Zeus, praising fate and universal order. His focus was on accepting fate as part of the divine plan. 2. Chrysippus, 279 to 206 BCE. Considered the true systematizer of Stoicism. He wrote over 700 works refining Stoic ethics and logic. He introduced logical reasoning to Stoicism, making it a structured school of thought. His most famous idea, if a dog is tied to a moving cart, it can either run willingly or be dragged, this is how fate works. 3. Aristo of Chios took a radical stance, rejecting logic and focusing solely on virtue as the only good. Stoicism enters Rome, a philosophy of power. As Greece declined and Rome rose to power, many aspects of Greek culture, including philosophy, were absorbed into Roman society. While Romans were known for their military strength and practical governance, they found Stoicism particularly appealing because of its emphasis on self-discipline, duty, and rationality traits that aligned perfectly with Roman ideals. The transition from Greece to Rome. When Rome conquered Greece in the 2nd century BCE, Greek philosophy, literature, and art heavily influenced Roman intellectual life. Romans admired Stoicism because it provided a practical guide to living virtuously in a world of politics, power struggles, and war. Unlike other Greek philosophical schools that focused on abstract theories, Stoicism offered clear ethical principles that fit perfectly into the Roman way of life. Many Roman generals and statesmen, including Cato the Younger and Marcus Aurelius, saw Stoicism as a way to remain calm and rational under pressure. Cato, for example, chose to die rather than live under Julius Caesar's rule, a decision based on his belief in Stoic virtue. Palladius and Posidonius, Stoicism becomes practical. During this period, two key figures, Palladius and Posidonius, helped reshape Stoicism into a more practical philosophy for Roman society. Palladius was a Stoic philosopher who lived in Rome and moved in elite political circles. He softened some of the rigid Stoic teachings to make them more accessible to Roman politicians and leaders. His key contributions included 1. Removal of the harsh fatalism of earlier Stoicism, making it more optimistic. 2. He emphasized moral duty in public life, inspiring Roman leaders to use Stoicism as a guide for governance. 3. He influenced Cicero, who later wrote extensively on Stoic ethics in his work on duties. Palladius' teachings helped shape Cicero's views on leadership, justice, and ethical governance, which later influenced the foundation of modern political philosophy. Posidonius was a philosopher, scientist, and historian who blended Stoicism with natural sciences, history, and psychology. His key contributions included: 1. He explored the connection between emotions and rationality, laying the groundwork for later psychological insights. 2. He combined Stoicism with science, arguing that understanding nature and the cosmos leads to inner harmony. 3. He influenced later Roman Stoics like Seneca and Epictetus, who emphasized mastering emotions through reason. Posidonius studied human emotions scientifically and argued that negative emotions arise when we misinterpret reality, a concept later used in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Stoicism in Imperial Rome. By the time the Roman Empire emerged, Stoicism had evolved into a powerful philosophy of leadership, personal resilience, and ethical strength. 3 of the most famous Roman Stoics, Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, shaped Stoicism into what we recognize today. We have often talked about them in our previous videos. If you want to know more about them, watch our other videos suggested in the description box. Let us now discover how Stoicism survived and its modern impact. Stoicism, while it had its zenith during ancient Greece and Rome, didn't just disappear with the fall of the Roman Empire. Instead, it evolved and found new life throughout the centuries. The decline of Rome, the rise of Christianity, and Stoicism's transformation. As the Roman Empire collapsed in the 5th century CE, Stoicism appeared to fade away from the political and philosophical spotlight. However, Stoic ideas didn't disappear, they merged with and influenced early Christian thought. Early Christian thinkers like St. Augustine and Clement of Alexandria were greatly influenced by Stoic teachings. Stoicism's emphasis on virtue, the pursuit of wisdom, and enduring suffering was very much in line with Christian principles. Stoicism's focus on inner peace and emotional control aligned with Christian values of humility, self-restraint, and love for others. Epictetus' idea of mastering our desires and focusing on what is in our control became part of the Christian moral framework, even if it was not directly attributed to Stoic teachings. The transformation of Stoicism. While Stoicism as a philosophical school faded with the fall of the Western Roman Empire, many of its core ideas were adopted and transformed by early Christians and medieval thinkers. It was no longer just about self-mastery and virtue, it became part of a broader Christian moral system that emphasized suffering and divine purpose. The revival in the Renaissance and modern times. Renaissance, 14th-17th century, marked a rebirth of interest in classical philosophy, including Stoicism. During this period, many scholars and philosophers began rediscovering the works of Greek and Roman philosophers that had been neglected during the Middle Ages. Humanists like Pico della Mirandola and Justus Lipsius began reviving Stoic ethics. They believed that Stoicism was essential to the moral development of individuals and societies. Stoicism's emphasis on human dignity, rationality, and virtue resonated with Renaissance ideals of human potential and self-realization. The rise of modern Stoicism, 20th-21st century. In the 20th century, Stoicism saw a massive revival, especially in the fields of psychology and personal development. Many people began looking back to ancient Stoic teachings for practical advice on how to handle the pressures of modern life. In recent decades, Stoicism has made a comeback in the self-help movement, especially among individuals seeking to manage stress, build resilience, and enhance emotional intelligence. Stoic principles like focus on what's in your control, acceptance of fate, and detachment from outcomes are regularly cited in modern self-improvement literature. Stoic philosophy has particularly resonated in the business and leadership world, where decision-makers apply Stoic ideas to handle pressure, take responsibility, and stay focused under stress. Ryan Holiday, a modern author, has been instrumental in bringing Stoicism to a broader audience with books like The Obstacle is the Way and Daily Stoic. In today's world, where people often face emotional, personal, and professional struggles, Stoicism is seen as a way to remain calm, rational, and strong when things don't go as planned. The modern mindfulness movement owes much to Stoic ideas. The Stoic practice of reflection, journaling, and meditation on the nature of suffering and tranquility is now integrated into mindfulness techniques widely practiced today. Leaders who practice Stoicism often rely on personal integrity, inner calm, and rational decision-making qualities which are highly prized in the business world. If you found the video useful and would like us to make more such videos on Stoicism, please give your contribution by liking our video, share with your friends and family, and please subscribe to our channel for more Stoic wisdom.